Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Today I'm very excited to film the February recap video because people seem to have really have enjoyed the January one, and it's always nice to get to ramble on about my journals. I also think February was a really nice month journaling wise, probably better than January because I definitely did a lot more journaling in like my journal commonplace book, and I didn't just do like my daily journaling in the haunt, so there's more to see. And I think what I'm gonna do is go through it from like the quickest flip through and then get to the haunt last, which is just the longest one to get through. As you can see, it's definitely started to chunk up, so there is a good amount of things to see. Also, it's probably gonna be like a long and rambly video, so maybe get yourself something to drink. I've just got water because I've just had breakfast, and it didn't feel right to make myself another tea, but I'm probably gonna have one right after I finish the video. So brief like summary for everyone that isn't like familiar with my system. Pocket notebook for like on the go notes, Hobonichi A6 for daily journaling, Hobonichi weeks for planning, and this is a traveler's notebook size insert from a company called Wanderings that I use as my journal or like commonplace book. So that's kind of the briefing, I suppose. We're gonna start with this just because it's the quickest one to flip through. This is a moleskine pocket notebook. It's getting a little bit beat up. I didn't realize, but the picture that I printed on the front has started to like wear off, like the paper has started to wear off from just rubbing against things in my bag, I suppose, but it's fine. I'm halfway through it. This is just for very random notes. I'm not sure exactly where I left off last month. I think probably around here, but most of it was just exam planning and like to-do lists of pages that I needed to study and when I would study what. So not the most interesting thing to see molecules. I had to learn structures for that kind of stuff. And now I've put together, like after my exam, I've put together an updated checklist that I'm trying to go through, so one of the things on that is also to film and edit this video, but we're halfway through and I've been in here since the 29th of November, so basically all of December, January and February, so it's been 3 months, and I'm halfway through it, so that feels like a pretty good amount of time. It's probably gonna take me another 3 months to finish it, and I think that's quite nice. These are just very handy. Anything that I need to like expand on goes in here. If I maybe have like a bigger task in here and I want to break it off into smaller chunks, I'll put it in here. Or if I just need to think about something really quick, this is very handy for that, because I lose post-its all the time otherwise. So unless I need to like write something down and stick it on the wall like right in front of my desk so I can see it all of the time, and so like if I stuck the post-it there, then I'm not going to lose it. Otherwise everything that would go on a post-it goes in here, and it's been a lifesaver. So very neat, very handy little book. Then we've got the weeks. I'm still so happy with this cover, like my choice of book. I definitely think you can't see the design as well with the cover on cover. You can, I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but you can see the first 2 drawings well. You can't see the black one because there's not too much of a difference between the black of the design and the black of the background. You can definitely tell when the cover on cover is not on. However, I don't know, last year I kept my weeks mostly without the cover on cover, and I only bought one when I ordered these books for this year, so only around September time, and then I put this cover on cover on my old weeks because I thought I have it, I might as well use it. But I think because it was fabric, I wasn't quite as afraid of like ruining it, but because this is like cardstock, like cardboard, I guess, I'm really afraid of scratching it, and I think the design is so beautiful. I feel like the like foiled bits would get scratched up pretty easily. The cover on cover is definitely like scratched up and like getting opaque in various areas, so I'm happy to keep it on. Yeah, it was one of those things that like I didn't think I was going to like until I actually tried it. But so nothing too interesting to see at the beginning of the weeks. I haven't really decorated the calendar, there's not much to it. I just wrote down some exam plans, and then we get into the actual weeks. So I think we left off around here, which is the last week of January going on to the first week of February. This was a really nice spread. I'll leave all of the sticker shop like all of the shop links that I get my stickers from in the description below, because I can't pronounce the names of all of them. So I'll just leave them linked below. But if you have questions about a specific sticker, feel free to ask and I'm happy to answer. But this was a really, really cute spread. I really like the soft tones. I also really like when spreads are so full, and when like my checklist is very, it looks very full when I have like something that I can't do up until a certain day, or like I can't do after a certain day, and so I just kind of cross it off. I like the fact that it looks so like filled up. I don't know why. I did, however, forget to go through and like draw in all of the lines for my mood trackers. I haven't even done that for all of January. I need to go back and do that. I probably realized when I was doing the flip through last time as well, and then completely forgot to actually go and do it. This is a very like autumnal themed spread for some reason, but I also really like it. I like putting like a big sticker here at the bottom between the two pages, just because Saturday and Sunday I don't always have like a lot to write down. I wouldn't put a big sticker at the top because then it eats up too much space in my checklist or like my to-do list for the day, but here at the bottom it's fine, and then I can write my filming list kind of around that, and then I put a couple of smaller stickers around. So this is another really nice one, a simpler one with tinier stickers. I went for like a blue theme, a baby blue theme, and then here, because I've basically spent all of February, except from like the last 8 or 10 days, I suppose, drawing sticker sheets, which are coming soon. I have been testing a lot of them out and like print testing them, and then obviously using them in the weeks and in the Hon, just so first of all because I wanted to test them out, second of all because I do actually like them, and third because that way I already have like spreads made with them when I have to take pictures for the shop listings, so I don't have to like specifically make journal spreads about it, or like with them. So I must say this might be one of my most one of my favorite stickers that I've designed. The kitten is so cute. This was a very busy week. I had my last exam on the 26th, which was this Monday, but it was so busy with like just revising, and it wasn't like I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. It was just I have to revise. That's the one thing I have to do. So there wasn't anything to write down because I literally wasn't doing anything else. So not a very full looking week, but definitely my busiest week of the year so far for sure. And then this is this week's setup with again some more of my own stickers. It's a very muted looking week. I think I'm going to brighten up this sticker a tiny bit because it looks, I don't know if my printer just printed it a bit dark or if it actually looks that desaturated, but otherwise I do really like it. And then the rest of the year is obviously still blank. And then on like the back pages I keep running pages of like reference lists of various sorts, and I have split them up in seasons this year because last year I had it all together and it was very difficult to like predict how many pages I would need for a certain topic. So I'm splitting it up in season this year, and my first season, because I moved in here at the end of November, my first season was 3 months and it was December, January and February. So I have already set up the new one, which will go from March to May. So this is like completed flip through of the first season, I guess. I didn't end up using all 4 pages for university, but I have left 4 pages for university again this time because I'll have to start thinking about dissertation. There will be lab things, and so I just think I'm going to need it. A couple of pages for a wish list. I think I did put another reference or like things to check out page for this upcoming season, but I don't think I put a running to film list because I don't really use that, especially having the filming lists in like the weekly pages. So I don't really feel like I need that. I also don't check that out too much. And then I had a to-do list for like the winter holidays and just like the start of winter that I didn't make a new one of, but maybe I will, like if I realize that I have some free days around Easter and stuff that I maybe have like time to catch up on things for, like do a few life admin days or something like that, maybe I'll make one. Otherwise I keep that kind of like tiny task to eventually do in the pocket notebook, just when I brain dump everything that I think I have to do. Artwork tracker, I actually really like this. Obviously it's a big page. I think you can fit like 35 or 37. I could probably fit like 35 to 40 like artworks in here. I'm not gonna make that much art in 3 months, but I do actually really like seeing that, and I think this was basically just January and February because I barely made any art in December. I made one painting as a gift for my grandma, so I'm curious to see what that will look like this season, and I have set it up again. And then I have an art ideas page and a list of commonplace topics page, just things that I maybe like want to journal about but don't have time to journal about on the spot, and so I marked down for later. I put down another picture that I'd printed together with this one. I took them on the same day, and I just really liked it, but I hadn't used it yet, so I thought it'll be a nice cover page as well, even though it's not necessarily too fitting for like the upcoming spring. And then these are some more stickers. This is Stationery Pal, and then these are from my friend Ness. Again, shop will be linked below. And I made like a little journal entry. What happened there? I smudged it. I don't know if I put water over it. I don't know. But I just made a little bit of an entry, kind of reflecting on the previous season and loosely setting a couple of intentions for the upcoming season, though I get more into that when we talk about this later. So again, I've just left 4 pages for university planning, and then I've done 2 pages for the wish list. I just like to have space. I don't use these pages for anything else, and I did calculate how many pages I had for each season in order to like split it in 4, and I'm more than like within it. You know, I have extra pages to spare, so I'm happy to just leave extra space for things. A references list for like things to check out and stuff, and then the artwork tracker, and then an art ideas page and a commonplace page. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Still really happy with the weeks. Like I just think this is such an efficient planning system for me. I really like it. I am curious to see, because I'm starting my lab like internship or apprenticeship next week. So I'm curious to see how that'll fit in, because I don't know what kind of planning I'll have to do for the lab. But I'm going to have like a separate lab book to obviously keep track of experiments and stuff, but I don't know if I'll need a separate planner for that. So I'm holding off of placing another order from Stile, which is where I get all of my traveler's notebook and Hobonichi things, because I need a traveler's notebook sticker paper insert to sort out my stickers, because my sticker collection is getting out of hand. I haven't gotten a lot of new ones, but because I have been making new ones for myself as well, and I'm starting to just have a lot of half-finished sticker sheets, it's so hard to find anything within just like a Muji pouch. So I want to do a bit of an organization with that. And then I also need to order Traveler's Notebook archive folders, because I have like 5 or 6 inserts to archive, but I'm holding off of placing the order because I don't know if I'm also going to have to order like a separate planner for the lab or something like that. I probably won't, but just in case, I'll see until like I've started and know actually what I need. Then I think we can go through this and keep the Hon for last. So there was definitely, if you watched last month's video, I mentioned how because it's my first year using the Hon and like actually doing daily journaling, it took a while to get used to the practice of daily journaling, and I definitely put commonplacing and journaling in here a bit on the side last month. I didn't feel as much need for it because obviously I was journaling every day, and a big goal this month was to kind of pick that up a bit more again and make a bit more of an effort to do it, and I definitely have. So I think we left off around here. So I had, at the end of January, I made a January recap and February plans entry. I'm going to do the same thing again this month, probably like later today or just this weekend. So basically what I did was do a bit of a brain dump about how I felt about the month, put together a list of everything that happened during the month. I did that here, and like going on here. Mostly going through my Hon entries and seeing like what happened day to day, paintings that I worked on, exams that I took, events like appointments, things that, you know, when I went out with friends, general things that happened, just because it really puts into perspective just how much happens within a month. And I was journaling about it yesterday in the Hon as well, actually. February, especially because this last week I literally just spent studying and doing nothing else. February has felt very much just studying related, and it's been very easy to feel like nothing else happened and I did nothing else, which I don't think is true. And so I want to do this again for this month. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then I also set, like, again, some loose intentions for February that I do also need to go through and see like what I did, what I didn't, what I want to like carry forward as well. Then I had a little poem that I'd saved, probably from Tumblr or Pinterest. I think this was a brain dump. And then this is some art from an artist that I really, really like. I often print out their series. Their handle on Instagram is Litanis, and they're a really incredible illustrator that I followed for a very long time, and their series often hit really hard, and like they just have a really nice way with words and with kind of representing them and like turning that into artwork. And so I often like print out series of their artwork and then like journal about it, and then sometimes I just use the bottom half to journal about unrelated things. But I really like having them in here, and I have like a stack of them printed ready to be used whenever I feel like I want some of that beauty in my journal, and whenever one of them is particularly relevant in topic to something that I'm going through. Here I was talking about painting apparently, and some video related things. Here is when I got my... Did I stick that down? Oh, I stuck that down on the other side. Here is when I got my mini small order, as well as my tea organizer box. So I put in some bits of packaging from Minnie's order, and then the thank you card from the tea box. And then I've clipped that down. And then this was like a work in progress picture of a sticker sheet that I was working on. Oh, here I was thinking about putting together, like starting like an experimental art journal or like sketchbook thing, because I found an article about it that I really, really liked. I've sort of started doing that in a sketchbook that I already had, because I'd rather finish. I have like a couple gouache sketchbooks that I have started but haven't finished, so I'd rather finish those first before I like start a new one. But it's like a type of practice that I really want to keep in mind more than like the idea of starting a new sketchbook, basically. And then this, okay, so based on the kind of reflection that I did at the end of January, the week after, I thought that was really helpful to like put into perspective just how much happened within the month, and like what I achieved, what my goals are, what my intentions are, what my focus is. And I thought it'd be really nice to kind of carry on that practice forward week by week. So I did a very similar thing with like a list of whatever everything that happened during that week, and then like a couple of goals for the upcoming week, and like just a bit of reflection and brain dump about it all. And I actually really, really liked it. I don't know if I did it any other time during the month. I can't remember. I don't think I did, just because after that things got a bit crazy with studying, and I was so like immersed into it that that was like when things started feeling like I wasn't doing anything else. But this was already like halfway through the month, so I think the week after that was just last week, maybe, I'm not sure. So I just did a little bit of writing about stickers. This is like one of those art journal like creative practice experiments that I was talking about a second ago, and this is like the gouache sketchbook that I'm trying to use up. And then I started playing Stardew Valley a couple of weeks ago. I downloaded it on a whim on a Wednesday, and I'm trying to let it not consume my life because, or at least I have been trying to, because priority was studying, and I really did prioritize that. However, I am enjoying it so much. It's so good. I'm nearly done with the community center. I have like a couple of fish left and then a couple of bits for the bulletin board. Otherwise, everything else is done. And I'm in my second year though. So that probably gives you an idea of how much I've played it. Still, it's been like a good way to unwind in the evenings, when literally I was doing nothing else during the day. So I printed out a checklist for the community center bundles. I'm probably going to print out some more bits this weekend, but I'm still on the fence about whether I want to stick them in here or whether I want to start a separate Stardew Valley related journal, just because I feel like things will get lost in here, especially when I then move to a new commonplace. But also, do I really need another journal? But also, like, it wouldn't be another journal to upkeep. It would just be a very dedicated kind of thing, kind of like a notebook for class, you know? It's kind of like a different category of journal for me. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I will update you in the weekly videos. This was a little bit of a revision plan. This was a transcription of a video that I found on Instagram, of a guy talking about a very famous poem. And it was Italian, so it's something that like we studied in school and stuff, and I really liked his interpretation, and I thought it connected to something else that I've, like, other scenes that I've seen on TV and stuff. And so I kind of took a moment to like transcribe the videos and then write a tiny bit about it. I thought it was a very poignant reflection, and it very much reminded me of my high school Italian literature professor, and I really liked it, so I wrote that down. This was like on the ticket from a show that me and my dad went to last week, and then I just had a brain dump yesterday because after I took my exams on Monday, I was a bit like, okay, I've pushed everything else over, like, until after I'd taken my exams, and now is that time. I have to get things out of my head and figure out what to do next. So I just did a little bit of that. I think it's so funny that when I get really into it, my handwriting starts off relatively neat, and then it ends up what even is this? I can read it, which is the most important thing, but it's questionable. And then I had a bunch of papers and like scraps of things stuck up on the wall that I had used as like planning for this exam season, and I obviously keep all of that in notebooks, and I have some things in Notion and stuff, but sometimes it's nice to just have the calendar in front of you all of the time for very easy reference. And so I took them down because obviously exam session is over, and I didn't want to throw them away just for like, I don't know, nostalgia's sake. I have boxes at home full of this kind of stuff from my high school years that are just, they make no sense to anyone else, and they're probably going to get thrown away at some point, but they're very nostalgic to me and I want to keep them. So I just have a couple of post-its. This was like a general plan, and then I had a calendar. I might actually make another one again because it was really nice to just have a calendar right in front of me on the desk. And then this was our timetable. I had my timetable in red and Mallory's timetable in green. Even though it changed all the time, it was just to have a very vague idea of whether like one would be home for lunch or for dinner, and it's like, do I have to cook for both of us? Am I, can Mallory go and do the shopping? Do I have to go do the shopping? That kind of stuff. So we had that on the fridge in the kitchen, but obviously the semester is over, so we're going to make a new one, and I don't want to throw that away either, and I had a bit of an empty space, so I put that down there too. And then, some printed out pictures that I accidentally printed black and white. And then yesterday I also wrote down a checklist for the sticker sheets. These are the ones that I'm currently working on, and then I had a list of like individual designs that I wanted to be able to just cross off, so I wrote that down as well, and that'll be like this weekend's job, I suppose. That's like 7 or 8 spreads left, so not too bad. I have been using this for 2 months. By now, so December 29th, so quite literally 2 months. By now I would have finished this normally, but considering I journaled very little last month, I'm not done with it, which is completely fine. But I've definitely been journaling a lot more this month. Just like, I think this bit, wait, where is it? This bit is January, and then this bit is February, so there's definitely quite a difference. I'm probably going to finish it in a couple of weeks time, which 2.5 to like 3 months is fine for a journal, especially considering I'm journaling a lot more regardless compared to last year, because I'm daily journaling as well. It was just weird to like have been so used last year to finish a book every month and a half, and then get to the beginning of this year when I started this and be like, okay, it's been a month, I did 4 pages in here, something's not, the math ain't mathin', something isn't working. But I'm feeling a lot more settled with this at the moment, and so I'm really, really happy with that. Okay, last but not least, and probably the most exciting one, I guess. I am still having such a good time in the Hon. I will say, I have a little artwork printed out for Megan Rhiannon. She made a new one actually that I'm probably going to print out and maybe put down as like my March cover page or something like that. I need to download that from Patreon. But let's go in order. I mentioned last month how I hadn't been using this this kind of spread, and I thought, like, I realized as I was saying it that people use it for like a tracker, like a habit tracker, because it's basically just set up for you like in the same way that you would set it up in a bullet journal, because you've already got the days and you can just write down your habits on the side. And so I started doing that. I realized as I was saying it that it was actually a really nice idea. So I've been tracking foam rolling just because that really helps with my back. I also store a lot of tension in like my lower back and my hips, and so especially now that I've just spent so much time sitting down on my desk, it's really helped. Gym, I've tracked art making, which is so funny. I also tracked that at the beginning of the month, but everything was going so well, and then last week happened, which is fine. I'm tracking posting videos and then study days. So depending on like how much I studied, I was like doing a half check or like a full check and that kind of thing. I don't know if I actually backfilled all of this because I forgot to do a few days, but that was the weekend, so I probably did take the weekend off, not sure. Anyways, I will do that again for March, although I have to check out something because I was watching a video yesterday in the background from, I can't remember the name, I'll put the channel name on the screen. And they're in the cousin, I think, but they use this in a very similar way, but they had it set up in a different way. As in where they were using like multiple columns and writing something down, and I really like that, but I was also just like listening in the background while doing something else, so I didn't like proper clock it. So I'm gonna go back and rewatch the video and see what they're doing, because I liked it. And I remember thinking like that would be interesting, but I also didn't fully work it out for myself. So I'll see, but the concept will be the same for March as well. And then this was the January spread. I did a little doodle. I didn't do it every day. I did it in like 3 or 4 chunks throughout the month, but the doodles are related to pictures that I had on my phone from that specific day. I kept it up for the first 4 days. And then studying happened. Exam season got the best of me this month. I don't know if I'll backfill it. Maybe I will, because I obviously do have pictures on my phone. I could do that. If I do, I'll update you next month. But yeah, it's a really cute idea, but in practice it doesn't actually work because I don't keep up with it. And especially this month, just my routines were a bit out the window because this was really not the priority, and definitely like this is something that I'm just doing because I think it's cute. The journaling is definitely more important, so it fell a bit on the off the wayside, but we'll try again next month, I think, because I do really like the look of it mostly. And I also think that it's a bit chaotic altogether, but if I look at the like specific things, I can kind of remember what they relate to, so I quite like that. And then we get to January. So I've done the full January flip through. God, okay. Where is February? There we go. So last pages of January, and then we start with a very minimal, very muted tone spread for January with some of my Inktober stickers. I put again, I don't remember if I had already set up this page when I filmed last month's recap, but I did the same thing where I put down one of Megan Rhiannon's habit tracker stickers to track art making, and I was doing so well. And then last week happened, so I've done art 14 out of 29 days this month, which is okay. I didn't calculate the percentage. I think I did last month. No, I did not. Okay, well, I won't do it this month either. Last month I did 21 out of 31 days. So it's just nice to see. I think it's a really nice visual representation of it. I haven't set it up for this month yet because I need to print out more of these stickers, but I will do it again. And then we get onto the daily pages. So similar thing to last month, I've just been journaling. Here at the top, I think I mostly did it last month, where I was writing down what I was watching, what I was reading, what I was like, how much I was studying and stuff. This month I haven't. I've only done that for like the first few days. I haven't been doing that for the past couple of weeks, I don't think. And I've just kind of been leaving this blank, but I might start doing it again, especially if I start like watching something again or reading something again, which I haven't been doing, or if I'm like making art and stuff. Really cute picture I took of my cat. This was my dad's birthday dinner. His birthday was at the end of January, but we went out for dinner the week after that because I was like, I don't remember if I was like, no, I was home for his birthday. Oh, they were busy with friends. There was like an event in town. They were doing like a charity walk type of thing, I suppose, and so they were busy and we couldn't go out for dinner, so we went the week after that, but we had a really nice dinner. And here is when I first started printing out the stickers that I was drawing out. I was working on a little animation for the videos for like the daily sections, and I never got around to finishing it. I don't know, I don't love it. I like the idea, but I don't actually love how it's turning out in practice, and so I kind of put that on the side. Maybe I'll pick it back up at some point. I just feel like it doesn't match the intro animation very well, so for now we're leaving it. Again, more of my stickers. This is that painting that I have over there on the corner. I really love that painting. I'm so happy with it, and I took a picture of it on my easel together with another one of my favorite paintings that I have ever made. I can't believe I was going through my camera roll the other day. I can't believe I made this a year ago. How did that happen? I don't know. But I still have it on my easel, just staring at me all the time because I love it so much. And I put them together. I took a picture of them. A lot of daily journaling just about studying. Yeah, more ranting about studying, a little bit about inspiration and like what I was drawing that day. See, here is where what I was saying before, what I was like tracking what I was studying and how much I was studying. And then this is when I was home for the weekend. I was out with my mum. This is a thumbnail picture that I took. I really liked it. This is the week that I made those two paintings that I really liked, this portrait and an iris painting, and those are the last paintings I made this month. So yeah, that was before everything chaos happened, but I really like that picture, and I'm glad I printed that out. Dinner out with my parents and friends. More of my stickers. I put down a Van Gogh sticker. I also really like these. I don't know what happened when I printed this out. The colors look so weird. I don't know what happened. That's like, my pizza is radioactive orange for some reason. I don't know what happened there. And then a lot of very muted spreads for the like latter half of the month. Just a lot of writing. I didn't go home for a couple of weeks, so I also didn't print out as many pictures, and also I just didn't have as many pictures to print because all I was doing was studying. So not the most exciting thing to share. I did go back. I literally backfilled this yesterday because I'd left spots to print out the sticker sheets They're from the same page where I printed these out that I had in my commonplace earlier, that I accidentally printed in black and white, but I decided to keep them. But I'd left the space for me to print them out, and I'd only put down the stickers. And so I just backfilled this yesterday because I realized, oh, it's empty still. And then here there's a list of songs that I needed to add to my playlist. Oh, I also messed up because what happened was I was behind on a few days, and I started writing on Monday. I was just doing my daily journaling, and then on Tuesday I was doing my daily journaling, and then I looked at the date and I was like, today's not the 21st, today's the 20th. I have an appointment on the 21st, and that's tomorrow. And that's when I clocked that I'd been writing like a day forward, and I'd also already backfilled Sunday, but Sunday was the 18th and I wrote it on the 19th. So what I just did was basically I had Sunday, Monday and Tuesday written down, and then Wednesday was meant to be the 21st. So I just wrote down at the top what day it actually was, and then wrote down my Wednesday entry on the 18th instead of the 21st. So then I was on track again, basically. But there was a bit of a daily mix-up, which is fine, you know, it happens. Again, just more very plain spreads, a lot of words, a lot of like needing to rant. I start this one saying, another very boring day with very little going